Hey there, everybody. Today we're going to be making one of my all-time Christmas favorites. We're going to be making my sugar cookies. And these sugar cookies are special because they're loaded with delicious Christmas sprinkles and white chocolate chips. These cookies are super easy to make, and most of the ingredients are things that most people already have in their pantries. So let's get started. All right, so first we're going to start with our dry ingredients. We're going to be adding in 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour to a medium-sized mixing bowl. Then from there, we're going to be adding in half a teaspoon each of baking soda, baking powder, and salt. And then we're just going to give that a nice little whisk, just so that it's nice and evenly combined. And then we're going to go ahead and set this aside. So now for our wet ingredients. We're going to be adding a half a cup of melted salted butter to our large mixing bowl. And then we're going to be adding in 1/4 cup of light brown sugar and a half a cup of our granulated white sugar. We're going to go ahead and we're going to mix that all together until it's well combined. And after we've blended this all together and everything is nice and combined, making sure to get out any of these little lumps of brown sugar that we have. I see one there. Gotta get rid of that. We're going to go ahead and we're going to add in our room temperature egg. 1 egg and 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. I feel like something's underneath there. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to combine that. We're going to mix it until it's all combined. Now that we have our wet ingredients all combined, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our dry into our wet. Carefully adding our dry ingredients into our wet mixture. I want to get all of it. Then from there, we're going to be folding in our wet into our dry. We don't want to over mix. We just want for everything to be very well combined. And now that we have everything all nice and combined, we're going to add in our sprinkles. We're adding in 1/4 of your favorite Christmas sprinkles and 1/4 of a cup of our white chocolate chips. And then we're just going to fold these in gently until they're nice and combined. And once we have it all nice and combined, what we're going to do is we're going to let this rest in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. The reason why we're doing that is because we melted our butter. We melted our butter because it makes things a lot easier, especially if you don't have a KitchenAid or an electric mixer. This makes it so easy to be able to do just in a regular bowl. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to place this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, and then we'll be back. And we're back. We let our dough chill in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Now that it's nice and chilled, we're going to be using a cookie scoop to go ahead and make our cookies and place them on our prepared cookie baking sheet. And they don't need to be perfect, but you want them to be about 2 inches in thickness. I like a nice big cookie when it comes to these. You see how easy the dough is? Comes together so nicely, and this is because we chilled it. If you don't chill your dough after using melted or very softened butter, you're actually probably going to run the risk of your cookies turning into just a giant runny mess. You want them to be somewhat chilled and solidified when they bake. Now, I am going to show you a trick when they come out of the oven to give them that perfect round shape. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make about 6 cookies because they are going to spread as they cook. And we are going to put them into our preheated oven, 350 degrees, and we're going to check on them in about 10 minutes. See you in a bit. And there you have it. And just about 14 minutes later, we have our wonderful, big, delicious Christmas sugar cookies. And they smell amazing. They're going to be soft and just so perfect. Ah, look at that. Let's give this a taste. That's so good and buttery. I love white chocolate chips. My kids devour these. These are not going to make it even through today. If you love a Christmas cookie, you let me know what your favorite is. Mine is definitely sugar. Okay, everybody. Bye.